Here is exclusive video from Air 7 as the suspect, 29-year-old Eric Holder, is picked up by LAPD detectives at the sheriff's station in Lakewood. He was placed in an unmarked vehicle.
They went and shot up this family house. They wiped out his whole family. Baby mama, granny. Them is dead. Like, they went and did John's that same day. Because why would you go kill somebody like Nipsey and then leave your mama and them on the block in the 60s? You supposed to get them up out of there before you even went to scope the scenery.
We in the doorway. When Hustle pull up, we in the doorway. You gonna see me with a hoodie on, and I got a pistol on me. You gonna see one of the team members in the hoodie in the doorway with a pistol. That's protocol.
It's been 5 years since the streets of LA were rocked by the devastating news that Nipsey Hussle, a beloved figure and local legend, was tragically gunned down in front of his Marathon clothing store. The event shook not just Los Angeles, but the entire world, as videos of Nipsey being rushed to the hospital spread quickly across social media.
It's the dramatic last video of rapper Nipsey Hussle, gunned down in Los Angeles. Paramedics worked frantically to keep him alive.
Sadly, despite everyone's hopes, Nipsey was pronounced dead not long after. Fast forward to 2023, and justice was finally served when his killer, Eric Holder, was sentenced to 60 years in prison.
Back here at home, hip-hop star Nipsey Hussle was gunned down in 2019, and today, his killer, Eric Holder Jr., was sentenced to 60 years to life.
But the thing is, Holder wasn't the only one who faced consequences. His entire family apparently felt the ripple effects too. Recently, a video has been making waves on social media, featuring a woman from the rolling 60s neighborhood in LA who's got her ear to the streets. In the video, she talks about the intense retaliation that was carried out in the wake of Nipsey's murder. She claims Holder's family was wiped out in a series of revenge acts.
They went and shot up this family house. They wiped out his whole family. Baby mama, granny. Them is dead. Like, they went and did John's that same day.
According to her, Holder made a terrible mistake by killing one of the most respected and beloved figures in hip-hop, seemingly forgetting that his own family would be vulnerable to retaliation.
Because why would you go somebody like Nipsey and then leave your mama and them on the block in the 60s? You supposed to get them up out of there before you even went to scope the scenery.
Now, what's even crazier is that around the same time, Nipsey's brother Black Sam did an interview where he opened up about a range of topics, including Nipsey's life, their upbringing, and of course, the tragic day Nipsey was unalived. Toward the end of the interview, Sam shared some emotional memories of that fateful day in 2019. He recalled feeling hopeful as they rushed Nipsey to the hospital, but when his brother passed, his faith was completely shattered. It was like the Twilight Zone after that, Sam told Big Boy during the interview. Everything I believed in, my faith was shattered.
Just couldn't understand it, man. It's like the Twilight Zone after that. Everything I believed in, or my faith in, shattered.
Big Boy then asked Black Sam if he thought Nipsey's murder was as random as it had been portrayed. That's when Sam dropped some serious details about the usual security protocol that was in place whenever Nipsey visited the Marathon store. Sam explained that typically, when Nipsey showed up, someone would be standing in the doorway, armed and ready, watching over the scene. "You're gonna see me with a hoodie on and I got a pistol on me," he said. But on the day Nipsey was shot, something was off. There was no one in the doorway, which left Nipsey vulnerable.
We in the doorway. When Hustle pull up, we in the doorway. You gonna see me with a hoodie on, and I got a pistol on me. You gonna see one of the team members in the hoodie in the doorway with a pistol. That's protocol. Why the nigga in there didn't follow the protocol? I wasn't there. Why they didn't follow it? Maybe they was around helping the customer, doing some customer service. This is what I'm thinking. Transition into some legitimate, just selling clothes. But nobody was in the doorway.
Sam mentioned that Holder, before the shooting, walked up to Nipsey shirtless, almost like he was scoping out the area. He noticed there wasn't any security in the doorway, saw Nipsey was wearing shorts and didn't seem to be on guard, then left, only to return a few minutes later, this time wearing a red shirt. Sam pointed out that in their hood, no one wears red shirts, and you can't even buy one at the local liquor store. He speculated that Holder intentionally used the red shirt as a throw-off before sneaking through the alley and opening fire on Nipsey. To Sam, it was clear. This was no spur-of-the-moment shooting. It was premeditated.
From my understanding, no boy walked up with no shirt on first to check the scene, because he know what's going on in that parking lot. They say came back with a red shirt on, tiptoed through the alley, and went right and started shooting. So to me, that's premeditated. Number one, there's no red shirts in the hood. You can't buy no red shirt. No liquor store sell no red shirt.
After this interview, a lot of people started re-examining the Nipsey Hussle case. New information has surfaced suggesting that while Holder may have been the one to pull the trigger, there were others involved, possibly watching and even helping plan the attack. There's definitely a lot more to uncover in this tragic case, so let's dive in deeper. After the interview with Black Sam, a name that started resurfacing in conversations was Big U, mainly because of his past conflicts with Nipsey Hussle. According to the woman from Rolling 60s, who's been sharing her take on the situation, tensions between Nipsey and Big U began when Nipsey decided he wanted to break away from a deal with Big U.
Living in LA, I remember when Big U and Nip got into it because Nip didn't want to be under his label no more. Yeah, like basically trying to like extort Nip and had him in a ass deal. So when Nip finally got out of that deal, you know what I'm saying, he went about his way or whatever, and Big U didn't like that.
This move towards independence led to some bad blood, and many believe that this animosity could have played a role in Nipsey's murder. In the days following Nipsey's death, there was a lot of talk in LA about Big U being involved. People speculated that because of his influence in the neighborhood and his history with Nipsey, he might have had a hand in what went down.
When that Nipsey first popped off, when it first happened, everybody in LA thought Big U should. We all thought that. We all did. We thought it was Big U. When Nip died, because I remember Nip didn't want nothing to do with Big U. So when he got killed or whatever, all of LA was like, Big U did that.
This speaks to a bigger issue, a deep-rooted mistrust within communities when it comes to leadership figures and their motives. The woman in the video echoed these suspicions, wondering if the whole thing might have been an inside job. One of the biggest red flags for her was how there were no weapons present at the time of the shooting, even though they were in a known dangerous area. She suggested that either there was negligence on the part of those responsible for Nipsey's protection, or worse, that someone might have colluded with Holder.
LA kept saying like, bro, why nobody had no burners? Why nobody was shooting back? Why nobody was doing nothing? Like, nobody shot back. Nobody did nothing. And that is crazy to have no burners, right? When we looked at that, all of LA was just like, nah, that was an inside job. Because there's no way in hell you got Nip in the parking lot on Slauson and Crenshaw, and there's no burners.
She also backed up what Black Sam said about Holder coming back multiple times before the shooting and how no one seemed to notice anything was wrong. In her words, it's kind of like being on the block and seeing the same car pass by more than once. You know something's up and you stay on alert. Yet when Holder came back, no one around Nipsey seemed to pick up on the fact that something was off. It was almost like people were just too relaxed, despite the high-risk environment.
But the first time he came, should have recognized him, and then seeing him coming back, they should have been like, oh, this is the second time. That's like when a car going around your block. You're like, this car just went around the block like twice. Then when it come again, that's the same car.
The woman expressed serious doubts about the official story of Nipsey's murder, saying it wasn't just a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. She believed it pointed to bigger issues, involving multiple people, not just Holder. Drawing from her own experience with a loved one's murder, she emphasized that these things are rarely the work of one person alone. In her eyes, while Holder might have been the one to pull the trigger, many others were involved in planning and overseeing the events that led up to Nipsey's death.
See, it was one who pulled the trigger, but it was actually two, but at the same time, it was like 10 niggas involved. So that's the same thing with like Nip, bro. I felt like shit. It wasn't just shit, it was just the shooter, bro. It was more than that. Like, it was more involved. He was just a shooter.
She also touched on what happened to Holder's family after the shooting. According to her, after Holder killed Nipsey, his entire family was wiped out in a series of revenge attacks. She speculated that if Big U had really orchestrated the whole thing, Holder might have spoken out by now, especially after losing so many of his own people.
They went and shot up this family house. They wiped out his whole family. Baby mama, granny. Them is dead. Like, they went and did John's that same day. That people's is dead behind that. If Big U actually put him up to a kid after he killed Nipsey, his whole family got wiped out within hours. They were dead. So therefore, if it was me, ain't no way Big U could have kept me quiet after that, because I did you a favor or I did whatever the and you couldn't even keep my family safe. So
But at the same time, she admitted she wasn't sure if Holder was even smart enough to pull off something like this on his own.